record and we are going to get started, okay? And I want you guys, thank you, Ben. This is a working call, so we are definitely going to work while I talk. I'm going to work with you as much as I can. But the first thing that I want to encourage you to do, you guys, I'm going to talk about this in a second, but I have some music playing in the background. I like to have something just kind of to keep my mind fresh and going. But one of the things I used to do as a newer coach before I sat down to do my power hour, when I was really kind of afraid of what people would think about me, or fraudy feelings, didn't have that confidence, I would just get up and I would walk around the room with a straight back posture, because there's a lot to be said for your posture. So if you're sitting in your bed and you're working your business like this, that's kind of the way that your messages are going to come across to people. But when you sit up, you put your shoulders back and you enunciate, I swear you're going to think I'm a crazy person, but it comes through in your conversations, okay? So confidence, boldness has a lot to do with your body posture. So make sure that you are feeling confident when you sit down to do your work, especially if you are a newer coach. Heck, it doesn't matter. I've been a coach for 6 years, and sometimes I still need that boost of confidence. But we are going to go ahead and get started. You guys, tell me where you are working from. Tell me, just type in the chat bar. Tell me where you live, where you're joining us from. I am in Mississippi, and it's raining outside. So this is a really good time to sit down and work my business. New York, Virginia Beach. Gosh, what's it like everywhere? LA. Wow. California. I see you, Amethyst. Lindsay's at school in Texas. All right, cool, awesome. Thank you guys. Awesome. Canada. How cool is this business that we are all over and we are all serving people? I love it. Florida. All right. So when you get started on your business activity tracker, and this is what I work from every single day, ask my team, I share it in my pods, I share it in our new coach training. I use this tracker still 6 years into this business because it works. All right. But at the top, oh, Maryland, that's awesome, Shelby. At the top, today is a new business week, right? So you are at the top prompted every week to ask yourself, did I listen to the National Wake Up Call? Did I get on a team call? That's important. That's why it's on there. That's important. But the next two boxes are ask for your why and your target market. Now be honest with me, you guys. Do you fill that out every week? No. Okay. Thank you for being honest, Bridget. Yeah, I used to not either. Honestly, I got in a really big rut of just checking the boxes and going on. All right. But it's really important. Again, those two things are on there for a reason. If you write down your why every single week when you start your business week over, you are going to be motivated. You're going to be connected to that why. You're going to be inspired to work, right? If you write down what your target market is, then it's going to help direct your conversations, your content that you write, and everything that you do in your business, right? You need to know who you're talking to. So I'm challenging you guys. I want you to do that on your tracker this week. I want you to post about it in your stories, and I want you to tag me when you do it. I'm Rachel J. Mitchell on Instagram, because that's really, really important. All right, so before we get started, it is really important too, every day when you work, to reflect, know where your business is at, know where you're working from. So you guys tell me in the chat bar, how many Success Club points do you have? And if you're at 0, that's totally okay. We all start there. How many Success Club points do you have? How many coaches have you added in the last week? Good, good, good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What are you inviting to currently? You don't have to answer all these in the chat unless you just want to. What are you inviting to currently? Have you started a bod group? And where are you at with your goals this month? All right. So everybody here, you had a return. Stacy, that stinks, doesn't it? It happens. It happens. Hey, Mallory, four Success Club points, 1 coach. Good, 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 good. Success Club 8. Awesome. Amethyst, that's great. So yeah, so that just gives us a starting point. It is not a reflection of who's a good coach, bad coach. It's a reflection of the work that we do, honestly, every single day. So this business works. I've been here 6 years. I came from nothing, absolutely nothing. I had nothing to do with social media, nothing to do with fitness, nothing to do with any of it. But I've learned and done these things every single day. All right. What are you guys inviting to? Do tell me that. What's the name of your challenge group? Are you running your own through Vibe groups? Listen, I've got The Greatest Showman going in the background. Fully Loved. Yeah. Summer Strong. All right. Good, good. So you know what you're inviting to. Get your fit together. That is so cute. Pineapple Challenge, Back to Basics, Nutrition, Summer Strong, Summer Love. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. So you know what you're inviting to. So that's going to direct your content and your messages. All right. Okay, so I already talked about writing your why. I'm going to trust that you guys are doing that. If you want to share that with us, that's cool too. But definitely have that written on your tracker somewhere so that you are reminded each day what you're working towards, right? Okay, let's see. Now, the next part of our work hour is we're going to spend 10 minutes connecting and following. And you guys, like, I'm not even kidding, set a timer. Set a timer. I'm going to set a timer for us. We are going to spend 10 minutes connecting, adding followers, and connecting with people. I got to find my timer. Okay, here we go. So go to one of your favorite like inspiration accounts that focuses on something that is specific to you. Again, go back to your target market. If you don't have a target market, then you don't know what I'm talking about, right? But I am a mom. I am faith-based. I am a Southern girl. I love to camp and be outdoors and things like that. So there are a few inspiration accounts or kind of like influencer accounts that I go to often. And so I'll just choose one for myself and I'll kind of show you how I do it. But again, this is going to be specific to you. I can't tell you what accounts to go look at and to follow because I don't know you. But I do know myself, and I know that my brand is faith-based. Now, I'm not going to go to somebody huge like Lisa TerKeurst, or for you guys, don't go to Rachel Hollis's page or anything like that. I'm going to go to somebody who's a little bit smaller, and I'm going to go to their last couple of posts, and I'm going to see who liked that post. So this is it's a faith-based post about who we answer to, but that's not important. So I'm going to go, and instead of like going to that account and looking at see who their followers are, I'm going to go to the post, because if somebody is liking and commenting on that post, then they are already on social media and they're going to be much more likely to engage with me when I start a conversation. All right. So go to one of your favorite influencers accounts that's smaller. When I say smaller, I typically mean like definitely below like 15,000. Because otherwise it's just going to be overwhelming. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to look at the people who liked that last post, and I'm going to follow some of those people. I am not, and our timer is going, so I want you guys doing this too. I don't want to follow coaches, anything like that. I just want to follow people who look like me, so I'm looking for moms. And I'm literally just following. All right. If you guys have any questions about this, you can ask me, okay? But it's pretty simple. Okay. Am I liking right now? Honestly, I'm just adding followers. I'm following first. But yes, that is part of it. And I'm going to talk about tracking towards the end. I'm going to show you how I track this, so it's important. But yes, definitely do the 3, 2, 1. If it looks like somebody that you can connect with. Now I'll tell you, like, I'll go follow some people and there is nothing that I have to connect with them about. So 1, I'm not going to follow them. 2, I'm definitely not going to 3, 2, 1. All right. So yeah, hit follow. So it's 3, 2, 1, 3 likes, 2 after you follow them. If you can see their content. Now some people are going to be private, and people always ask me, do you follow people who are private? I say yes, I do, because if they follow me back, then I can see their content, right? But if I can't see it right now, I'll just move on to the next person. And yes, you're going to 3, 2, 1. That's 3 likes on 3 different posts. Comment on 2, or ask a question, and then obviously follow them. Now, I'll tell you too, there's a tip here. I always look for people who have the ring around their profile, because that means they have stories. If they have stories, they're on social media. If they have stories up right now, I can go and I can respond and connect with them. I can go straight to their inbox by replying to something that they've already put out there in a story. Okay, so do that for sure, for sure. Are you liking the comments of the followers? No, I don't do that. I don't do that. You can. You can. I don't think it'll hurt. So if somebody has 2,500 followers and they follow 684, did you follow them? Like you following a new person, Mallory?
Yeah, like if they have like a lot of followers but they don't follow a lot of people, like do you follow them?
This is like just somebody, or you're not talking about an influencer, you're just talking about somebody new that you're gonna follow. Yeah. Yeah, you can, because they might look at your page and be like, oh, she's cute. I wanna follow her.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Going good? All right, we got 3 more minutes. Is it going well? Anybody struggling with finding somebody? Another thing I think is important to know is that you can only follow 50 people an hour on Instagram, or they'll flag you. So like if you just followed like 75 people, which you can do probably in 10 minutes, just be careful.
You can follow 75 people and do the 3, 2, 1 in 10 minutes.
Do what?
I said you can follow 75 people and do that 3, 2, 1 thing in 10 minutes.
I just meant follow. Like it's really easy.
Dang.
Follow.
I need some work.
No, I'm not that good. So tell me honestly, do you like this part? Anybody? You can unmute or chat. I don't care. I used to hate this part. I used to think it was so boring, but I love it now.
I'm not a big fan.
Oh, you're not a big fan. Oh, it stresses you out. Why does it stress you out? This is like the easy part. This is, I think that you get a little sidetracked. Yeah, I can too, because you're on social media. Oh my gosh, Lindsay, that's a great point. When you're on here, that's why the timer is important. Okay. The timer is really important, because otherwise you are going to sit there and just bleh, you're just gonna like scroll and check out Susie and all that. You're probably checking other coaches, which you don't need to do. Yeah, I was gonna address that, Kathleen. Thank you. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm just trying to sell you something. Well, ask yourself, like, are you really just trying to sell somebody something? Are you making a real connection with a real woman somewhere in the world who may need what you have to offer? That's why I love it. That's why I love it. It did used to trip me up because I thought, oh, this person, I just got to invite this person eventually. Like, it was like my mindset was all wrong. Honestly, I have prayed to love this part of the business, and I pray this for my team too. But like, I think that this is the beginning of something that could change this person's life. All right. Now, what's the percentage of people that you just followed 321 that are going to join your challenge group? Probably not real high. I don't know, maybe. But if one person joins your group, if one person finds a solution for health and fitness, if one person joins your business and they end up blowing it out of the water and coming home to their babies, like, oh my gosh, this work right here that you just did in the first 10 minutes is the start. All right. And so that's where my mindset changed. So yes, now I love this. And honestly, I've just learned to love connecting with people because it's fun to reach out and say, hey, how's life? Okay, when you 321, after they follow, when do you 321? Okay, so Bridget, if they're private, you can't 321, but if they're public and I follow them, then I do. I like 3 and comment on 2, and I respond to a story if they have it. Yeah. So yes, I track them once they follow me back. Okay, that's the way I do it. A lot of people don't. They write everything down, but I don't. I wait till they follow me back. Okay. All right. Any more questions? All right. Next thing, 10 minutes. Here we go. We are going to connect and sprinkle love. So like at the top of your Instagram account, you guys, hold on. I was checking out Autumn. Honestly, I got sidetracked. I was looking at Autumn's new book. So if you go up to the top there where your stories are, if you scroll and you keep scrolling, you just keep going. I didn't know this until recently. It starts to go gray. So you can see mine are like kind of gray. Those are people who have stories, but you haven't connected with them in a little while or a long time or ever. So these are people that you can actually, they're people already following you or you're following them and they already have stories. So you can actually go and you can respond to their stories. All right. So watch their story and connect with them genuinely. And it says, if you think it, say it. So that's what brings really the genuine element to it. We're not just spamming people. We're not just sending a form message. Like if you're responding to somebody's story, it has to be specific to the content they're putting out there. Let's see. Sandy, if I only follow right now, what's an easy way to go back to all the people I followed and like and comment? I mean, you're going to have to write all of them down, honestly. Katie, you don't have any gray ones, or are you the only one that doesn't have any gray ones? Anybody else? If you don't have any gray ones, just go back all the way to the end of it, and if they've got circles, then just do the same thing. It doesn't matter. Okay. For story outlines. So you don't have like it doesn't look like that at the top. That's okay. Is your account public or private? Wonder if that matters. Yeah, Jamie, you can bookmark. That's a good thing. I mean, yeah. Sandy, you can bookmark it. Do you know how to save a collection on Instagram to save the people? Okay, you can do that too. I just always forget I have my collections there. So yeah, so right now we're responding to stories. Okay, everybody feel good about that? Understand what I'm saying? Hey, and you guys, and another thing, if you don't have anything to respond to, then don't do it, okay? Like, I'm not encouraging anyone to be fake whatsoever. All right. Okay. Is it going well? Are y'all sending messages? Just a couple more minutes. We may run out of people to respond to. There is a lot of, obviously, content about what's going on in the world today. And if you don't want to get involved, that's okay. But there are lots of people who are just posting about, like, just their day to day life. So, You'll plug it up. All right, we are almost done with this part, you guys. And you can do the same thing on Facebook too. You know that, like, what'd you eat? Yeah, sorry, you can do the same thing on Facebook. I just primarily focus on Instagram myself. All right, there's our timer. So we're gonna move on, okay? All right, next thing we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna like sprinkle the love. I think it's funny the way that sounds, but go back to your last 3 posts. And obviously, you guys, like if you're going back, you don't have a lot of likes, you don't have a lot of followers yet, this isn't gonna take as much time. And so if it doesn't take very much time, make sure that you are spending time growing your following, okay, and doing the connecting part. But you're going to go back to your last 3 posts and see who has liked and commented on it. And then you're going to go to their page and just give some love too. So we cannot expect as coaches for everyone to like, love, comment our posts if we're not on social media giving love as well. So actually, this is something that I do whenever I post. If I make a post, I make sure that like 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, I try to post at times where I have this amount of time. 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, I am actually liking and commenting and responding to stories on Instagram before I post, and then immediately after. Why? Because if I'm giving love on people's content, then they're going to get those notifications and they're going to go to my page, right? And so whenever you make a post on Instagram, you want engagement on it pretty quickly. It's not always going to go that way, but you do want engagement on it pretty quickly because that boosts your algorithm. But I do spend some time throughout the day just going and liking and commenting on people's posts as well. So go to people who have liked your last few posts and just go give some love, that 3 likes, 2 comments kind of thing. And then if they have stories, definitely do that as well. I do this more in my stories. I make it a priority to message people who are watching my stories first before I actually do people who are liking my posts. So how do you do that? Like if you go up to your stories that you have posted and I click on my picture there, I'm going to go back all the way to the first story that I have. And down at the bottom, I look at seen by, and it has the little faces. The first story is going to have the most views. So that's where you start. And I go in there and I just have kind of a form message that I send to new people who are watching my stories. And it says, hey, so-and-so, thanks so much for following my hot mess life. It's kind of crazy over here most days, but I love encouraging women in faith and fitness. And it's just totally my jam. I live in Mississippi. Where do you live? I can't wait to get to know more about you. Okay. I can type that out if anybody needs me to. I send that message to a lot of people every day, and new views every day. That's on my to-do. Okay, type it out. Okay, let me go just copy it because I sent some this morning. Okay. Mallory, you struggle with a lot of people watching my stories. I know, so I don't know what message to send. Okay, so if you don't have new people to connect with right now, I would just focus on doing the going and responding to other people's stories, maybe who aren't seeing your content. Because the way that Instagram works is that, like, even if they're already friends or whatever, you probably have followers who are not watching your content. So I think just going all the way up to your top and responding to people's stories will help that. But also just spend some extra time, scroll through your social media and like and comment on people who maybe aren't engaging with your posts a lot, that aren't coaches, that type of thing, and spend some time doing that. Because when you like and comment on their posts, they're going to see your stuff more. Does that make sense? And if they are people that you already know, I mean, like, are they people you've been in conversations with lately, or what? Tell me more about that. We're going to get to the invite part. If there are people that you already know, but you haven't ever like started a conversation about anything with them, like, I would go to, if they're watching your stories, you know that you also message them from that little arrow beside their name, right? If they're watching your story, that way it sends them the story that they watched, so they know, like, hey, I see you watching the story. But if there's somebody, Tracy, that's a good question. I don't know. Probably, yeah. Probably. I know that I've always, okay. So move on, Mallory. Just move on. Go back and do another part of the tracker. You know, definitely. Just go. Some have a message, but most I have. Okay. And you know, some days I have like 2 new views, honestly. I mean, I've had more lately. I think people are sitting at home, like, scrolling social media. But I have, some days I might have 1 woman that I haven't messaged. Some days it might be 2. So if that's all you got, just keep on going, do a different part of the tracker, or, you know, do something else. Yeah. Okay. So is the same true for the people who are liking your stuff? Like, liking your posts? It's people you've already talked to? Okay. Yeah, I would spend this time, like, liking and commenting on new people's stuff, or following people. And it's important to do both. Like, look at people who are liking, and people who are watching your stories, because there's always different people for me. It's always different people who like my posts opposed to who watch my stories. But if somebody likes my post and they haven't been watching my stories, and I go 3, 2, 1 them, or send them a direct message, they're going to start seeing my stories more. Okay. Does that make sense? So Jennifer, same thing. If it's the same people over and over, like, you definitely need to spend a lot of quality time following and 3, 2, 1ing people. Okay. That's going to bring new views, new eyes to your stuff. And it's normal. Like, we all face this. I have a lot more followers now, but I didn't in the beginning. I had the same 13 people watching my stories, right? But if you're just consistently doing the following and the connecting piece, that number will grow. I promise. I'm living proof. Okay. All right. Let's keep going, you guys. Let's move on to inviting. Yeah, need more followers. Okay, that's good knowledge. That's good. That's nothing to feel defeated about. That is knowledge, and that gives you power. If you need more followers, sponsor an ad. Has anybody ever sponsored a post that you've written that did really well? You can promote it if you have a business account. I'll tell you, this is it's not part of the hour, but one of the things that I like to do, okay, I'm gonna go a little deep here, but hold on. If you go, do you guys all know how to check your insights? Does everybody have an Instagram business account? If you don't, that's okay. You can change it. But if you go to your insights, if you click on your profile and you go to those 3 dots up there in the corner, and you click on insights, it will pull up your posts. And so I'm going to click on see all beside my posts, and I'm going to go back. You can filter it by like the last 7 days. You can do it by the last 30 days. But what I'm doing is I'm looking for posts that did really well. So I can look at, see how many people it reached, how many comments, the engagement, that type of thing. And so like I choose from time to time, I'll choose one that did really well. And it's usually not a fitness one, honestly. It's usually like a family one or a marriage one or just a funny mom quote. And I can actually click on it. And there's a little blue button down there under it that says promote. And you can actually pay like $5 a day for a couple of days and push it out to people who you build like a little audience based on your target market, and you can promote it and it will bring new follows too. Okay. We could do a call on that a whole other day, but that is one way to grow your following as well. All right. And it's okay to put a little money into your business to get money back. But yeah, typically, so I always see that like my mom posts and my marriage posts always do the best. And that's my target audience. That's part of my message. Okay. You heard it was not worth it to boost them. I get followers that way. I mean, it may not be hundreds in a day, but I do get new followers, and it's typically people who are part of my brand. Okay. Because of what I promote. All right. So that is just an extra tip. So it's definitely something to try. I mean, you may have to try it a few times, but I would definitely try it. All right, what's the next thing? Now we're going to invite. All right. So I'm going to set the timer again, and we are going to invite people. Now, I'm a big believer. I teach my team, your content generates conversations. Conversations become invites. All right. So don't, somebody said something about feeling spammy. You're not spamming people. You are offering people a solution. You're making a recommendation for something that you use yourself. And so like, this is where we help people. This is how we help people. So, I do this in my stories every day. If I'm putting out content about my challengers, my challenge group, or my coaching team, then it's really easy for me to message women who watch it and say, hey, Emily, you should totally do this with us this month. Would it be okay if I sent you some more information? Or are you open to learning more about the Full Life Project? That's my challenge group. So if I'm talking about my challenge groups, I'm talking about the community, I'm talking about it, their transformations, but I'm not inviting people who are watching it, then I feel like a jerk, honestly, because it's like I'm saying, hey, I'm having this big party over here. It's great. It's awesome. It's rocking, but you're not invited, right? And you'd be surprised. I don't care how many polls you put out or how many call to action posts you do. Some people need that direct message that says, hey, do you want to do this with us? Okay. So right now, and I know this week is weird. So honestly, I didn't do any posts or stories about my challenge group yesterday. I did some about my challengers though, so I can go back to those. But I'm definitely going to put out some stories today about my challenge group, and I'll go back to them tomorrow and invite from them. All right. So did anybody do any stories about their challenge group yesterday? Helen. Oh, that's up to you. It just depends on how much money you want to spend. I usually do like $5 a day for 6 days. And then if like after 2 days, I'm not getting a lot of follows from it, I just cancel it and delete it. That makes sense? And I'll try again. All right. So now let's invite, okay? And if you didn't have any stories yesterday, sometimes I'll go back to like my last transformation post or my last fitness post. And I will invite people who liked that one, or if they watch my stories about my workouts. Okay. So like, I'm just to show you, like, I already have people that I responded to their stories that I've never talked to before coming back and liking my content. So that's the way the algorithm works. Or, well, they're going to check me out, obviously. Okay. No, but I'm working. Y'all doing okay? So one thing I'm inviting from is I shared one of my coaches' transformations to my stories yesterday. And since I didn't have a challenge group series up yesterday, I'm just going back to that story and looking at people who viewed that. And I'm sending them this message that just says, "Isn't she amazing? I'm so proud of her. You should totally join us. Would you like more info about my boot camps?" We shall see. And I'm honestly messaging a lot of people that I've sent the connection message to that never responded. So they're still watching. So I might as well invite them, right? The intro message, like the connection, like, "Hey, thanks for following me." Is that what you mean, Brittany? I typically do, but if somebody like watched yeah, I like to. I'm not a cold inviter. I like to make some type of connection first, unless they respond to like my poll or something. to me, that does border on disingenuous and just salesy spamming. All right, we got 50 seconds. Okay, so say you send the last message and they say yes, what's your next move? Good question, Mallory. Then I'm like, oh, awesome. I can't wait to share more. Let's start with you. I like to say, tell me about you. What are your current goals for health and fitness? Yeah, that's where I would start. That's honestly where I always start. Like, what are you working towards when it comes to your health and fitness? And then I just talk. I talk for a little bit. I ask one question at a time. If they tell me, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds or I'm not doing anything at all or whatever, I'm like, girl, I get you. I've been there. It's kind of crazy right now, right? Like I just have a real conversation, just like I was sitting in front of them. And then I say, well, have you worked out in the past? Like, and you got good results? What type of workouts do you love? Or I say, do you struggle specifically with like food? Do you eat out a lot? You know, I just ask a series of questions and get them talking about what they want to do or what their motivation is or whatever. And then after, just depending on the conversation for sure, but after a few back and forth that way, then I say something like, girl, I think you would love the Full Life Project. I think you would love our boot camp, our challenge group, however you want to say it. Can I email you some more information about it? And we can decide if this is a good fit for you. And they usually say yes. And then I send them my form and I have them fill it out. So I have their email. They have to share again what their struggles are, what their goals are. And I can always go back to that to look at it. And I have their email so I can collect it that way. Does that help, Mallory? Makes sense? Okay. All right. So last part of this, follow-ups. Look, we're doing good. It's 12:49. Follow-ups. Anybody that you've invited in the past definitely needs to be followed up with, right? And really and truly, one of the easiest ways to do this for me is in my stories, because typically if I'm connecting with people who are watching my stuff and following my content, they're still going to keep watching and following, even if they ghost me and go silent, okay? So at the beginning of every month, what I do is obviously I'm going to say, hey, this is what I'm offering for June and in my stories. And I'm going to go back to those stories and look and see who's watching. And often it's all those people that have said they wanted to do it in the past, but they've never joined. And they get the first direct message from me. So I say, hey, you know, are you ready? Is this month a better time for you to jump in? And, you know, just something super simple like, hey, girl, I'm saving you a spot. Is this month the month you're going to commit with me? You know, and it's really simple like that. So that's a simple follow-up. And then obviously, like, I go back to everybody who I had their email and I send out kind of like a monthly newsletter. So I add value. I send them a meal plan. I'm like, hey, I know we talked in the past. I've got room for you this month in the Full Life Project. Are you ready to start? Okay, so I would go do that right now. Like you guys said, there were a lot of people you've already talked to that are watching your stories. Have you followed up with them? Like, have you just sent a quick message that says, hey girl, I hadn't forgotten about you. You know, I know your goals were this. Are you ready to jump in this month? Something super simple. And if you don't have anybody to follow up with, then you need to go do these other things. Okay. Okay, sorry, my voice. So it's like reminding them pain points they told you already when you message. Yeah, I do. I like to do that, Helen, because it just, one, it shows them I was listening to them the first time. Two, it also shows them that like if it was important to them then, it's probably still important to them now, right? So I think that's a really good thing to do. Okay, good. So have you guys noticed, like, while we've been sitting here working this, like, are you getting messages back? Are you getting new likes on your content? Are you getting new follows? Yeah? Okay. Me too. Sometimes it still surprises me that it works so well. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, good. A couple, Laura, a couple is good. So if you do this every day, you guys see the compound effect, right? You're pumping that well. You're bringing water to the surface slowly, consistently. Yes. A few here and there. Lisa, like if you talk to any person, yes, there are people in this business who, yeah, it does definitely give a structure. There are people in this business who grew big and fast and hard, but honestly, 90% of the coaches don't. But we're still very successful. We're still very growing in confidence. I have built this business 6 years, and it's just grown every single year. So the compound effect is legit. You just keep doing it. You keep working at it. You keep showing up. These power hour calls are very helpful. I agree. I like it because gives me focused work. So you have a lot of them, right? This month, I think we have one every single day. Hop on if you can hop on. If you can't, ask somebody in your pod. If you're on the Olympics team, ask somebody in your pod, hey, do you want to work a power hour together? Like sometimes I just get on here and some of my coaches get on and we just sit here in silence and we work, but it helps knowing that somebody else is doing the same things that you're doing and you can share things or ask questions. All right. So you guys feel good? Oh, wait. I forgot. I got to show you. I wanted to show you, hold on. Tracking. I promised to talk about tracking. And this is going to take just a second, but it's really important. If you're not writing these things down, these people that you're talking to, connecting, inviting, following up with, you're going to have no direction and you're going to honestly miss out on tons of opportunities. All right. So this is just a Google spreadsheet that I created for my team at some point, and this is a blank one, a copy of it. But what I do, I don't track people until they follow me back or respond to my message or something like that, because otherwise I would just be sitting here like writing all these names in all day long. But if they respond back or they follow me back, their name goes on a list, okay? This is just, I spread it into like Instagram tracking because that's where I do the majority of my business. So I write down the date. Did they follow me? Yes. I put down their handle, their name, and then I make notes as I build the conversation, and then I'm eventually leading to like inviting them to my challenge group, right? Once I invite them to my challenge group, they go on to this next tab and I write down some of the same things. Did I get their email? Did I send them an email about the challenge group? That type of thing. Have they enrolled? Yes. Do I need to follow up? All that's there. And then the same thing for coaches. And then when they join, I have this spreadsheet so that I can still keep track of my challengers, okay? I want to write down when they enrolled. Did I put them in the challenge group? Did I send a welcome email? Did I schedule a one-on-one call with them? Did I send them, I like to send a packet of Energize and a handwritten note. And then did I invite them to coaching? So you see how like tracking is going to help move people through your funnel, and it's also going to help you hit your business goals. So I know I didn't spend very much time on this at all, but it's really important that you are tracking this somewhere. And like in the beginning, now you guys, I just wrote people's names down in my planner. Like I had a notebook, like there was nothing fancy about it. But this is simple. Everybody has access to Google spreadsheets. You can open this every day when you sit down to do your work. You can access it from your phone or a computer or wherever you're at. And it just makes it really clean, and it guides your work from like new follower to sign them up as a coach. Okay. So everybody should go through that process. And it just helps you on those goals that you're working towards. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, I'll share it. And so like here, this is really important. Make sure that whenever I share this, you just make a copy of it. It says it at the top, just make a copy of it and save it as your own. So like you guys know how to do that. Just go to file and make a copy, and then it saves it in your Google Sheets. Let's see, what do I use to send my monthly emails? So Stacy, I use Flowdesk. I love Flowdesk, and I can share that. I can share a link so you can sign up for it. It's like, I think I pay $20 a month, and it's really pretty, but I mean, you don't need that. Honestly, if you track people here, then you can just copy and paste, emails into your Gmail. I also email my challengers once a week from my Gmail as well. Yeah, it's so easy to use. It is easy to use. Katie, Flowdesk is. So, all right, you guys, that is all that I have. But yes, I will post this recording as well as that spreadsheet in the Olympics page. All right. Oh, let's take a picture. Hold on. I got another call coming up, so I feel frazzled. Okay, hold on. All right, let's take a picture. All right, y'all ready? Let's see faces popping or people going off. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I got it. I'll post this in the page too. All right. Bye, you guys. This was great. Thanks for showing up. See ya.